And we say good morning to you. We are live at Chick-Fil-A, the Crossings in North Johnson City again on this Wednesday. It's Hump Day, January the 3rd, 2018. Show number 659. And our countdowns are on to the Daytona 500. We're 46 days out to the Daytona 500, the Great American Race, of course. And then the Food City 500, down to 102 days to this event right here, the Food City 500. We'll be telling you a little bit later on to the show how you can get tickets now at your local Food City at a discounted price, and also to the ticket office as well at BristolMotorspeedway.com. So we say good morning to you. Thanks for being with us. Got lots to talk about here on our second show of the new year, 2018. We're going to be joined a little bit later on the show by Doug Fritz from the Johnson City Press, talking some high school basketball, some high school hoops, if you will. Also get his take on the two semifinal games and the National College Football Championship coming up on Monday twixt Alabama and Georgia. We got a story about the ticket prices through the roof at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia. Unbelievable what they're charging. At least it's unbelievable for me when I can sit home and watch it in the comfort of the old homestead with the recliner and the food and all that. But if you want to experience the game in Atlanta at Mercedes-Benz Stadium, be prepared to open up the checkbook. It's going to cost you a lot of money to do that. So we'll talk to Doug Fritz a little bit later in the show. Jeremy Livesey is going to stop by and give us an update on the NBA. Also coming up a bit later on, Zeb Copas and Caleb Sparks will join us from Sprint, one of our new sponsors here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. So we're very excited about everybody coming by and being part of the show. We always dedicate our show to the man who hung on the cross, and here it is. Here's the verse of the day to get us started. Very simple, out of the book of Psalms. Psalms 118:24 says, I have made this day, rejoice and be glad in it. How about that? I've made this day, rejoice and be glad in it. It is cold, I can tell you that, but if you are trying to go south to escape the cold weather, well, guess what? Pretty interesting story. Latest forecast for Charleston, South Carolina. They're calling for snow, big time for that area anyway. Up to 3 inches of snow in Charleston, 2 inches in Beaufort, 2 inches in Savannah. Summersville, South Carolina, Moncks Corner looking for 2 inches of snow. They got a winter storm advisory in South Carolina and in Georgia. In fact, the governor of Georgia has declared a state of emergency last night for 28 counties in the coastal region of Georgia that goes until January the 5th at midnight. So they've got some wintry weather down in Georgia and in South Carolina. Again, 3 inches of snow in Charleston, South Carolina is what they're forecasting, and that's for what? From 1 o'clock. Yeah, from 1 o'clock today to 1 o'clock tomorrow morning in Charleston, South Carolina. And even as far in as Statesboro, Georgia, an inch. Reidsville, Georgia, an inch of snow. So the cold weather's here. The wintry weather is there. We got a wind chill advisory kicking in now again for the next couple of days here in our region. Also to let you know how cold it is, Disney World, Universal Studios, and SeaWorld have decided to close their water parks ahead of the frigid wintry temperatures scheduled to hit Florida this week. So it's not just here, it's all the way down to the Sunshine State. And so Universal Studios confirming that Volcano Bay will be closed through January the 5th, which is Friday, due to cold weather. So even Disney World, even Universal Studios and SeaWorld have been impacted by the cold weather that's in our country right now. And again, the beauty of what's going on here, it's going to be moderating. And we like that. I like that word, moderating. It's going to be up into the 40s, which will feel like a heat wave by Sunday or Monday. I think they're calling for a chance of snow Sunday or Monday here in the region. But again, very, very cold here today. Bundle up. If you're going to be outside, use your noggin. It is a little bit warmer. It's in the 20s right now, but the wind's going to kick in, so use your noggin. And also be sure, make sure your outdoor pets have a place to get in and out of the cold and the wind, and certainly some fresh water. And, well, they've got a bowl back here, but the water's froze over. Well, do whatever you got to do. Make sure the pet has fresh water, because a lot of times it's harder on our bodies in the wintertime to drink more water than it is in the summertime when it's hot and humid and all that going on. So, again, use your noggin for what you need to do and what your pets need to do, and certainly check in on the elderly as well here in these cold temperatures. And so we would thank you ahead of time for that. Hey, we're live at Chick-Fil-A. Good place to come today. Get a big old bowl of chicken tortilla soup or chicken noodle soup. Woo, to warm your pipes. Be good. It'd be a good thing to do. Also, they still have the peppermint chocolate chip milkshake for a limited time, the seasonal dessert milkshake. And so won't be that long. I'm looking forward to telling you the peach milkshake will be here. That means it'll be summertime, springtime. So we're looking forward to that, but that's not here yet. But again, they do have, for a limited time longer, the peppermint chocolate chip milkshake here at your local Chick-fil-A at the Crossings, Chick-fil-A here in North Johnson City. So, we'll take a quick break and we're ready to go. We'll start right out of the chute with some more college football notes. We've got a football coach fired overnight because of some indiscretions off the field. We'll tell you who that is, and also the injury update on the Alabama Crimson Tide and the Georgia Bulldogs getting ready for the national championship. And, oh, yeah, we'll tell you about the ticket prices to get to Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Whoo-hoo, lawsy mercy, as the late Sweet Lou Jones would say. Open up that checkbook, get ready to write a check, because it's going to cost a lot of money if you get down and watch the national championship. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. We are live again. We're here on the road at Chick-fil-A The Crossings in North Johnson City. Quick break. We'll take a look at college football next year on show number 659 of the Tom Taylor Sports Show. At American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, one of the 8 areas of your vehicle that takes constant continuing education is the air conditioner on your vehicle.
Well, you would think that AC would be a simple one, but it's getting to be a lot bigger than just AC. It's the management of the system, not just AC, but heat and everything. It's a lot more computer controlled than it used to be. It used to be just a little button on the dash that you pushed. Now there's all kinds of electronics involved in that. Braking systems used to be fairly simple. Now some of the newer vehicles, you have to have a computer to actually operate the braking system to make sure that it's okay after you've worked on it. Computer controlled of the engine is becoming very important. There's a lot to that. Each one of these areas, the technology is just tripled and quadrupled in the last few years. It's hard to keep up. You really need to stay in the books and know what's going on with them.
American Import and Auto Repair, Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111. Blue Lizard Australian sunscreen originated in Australia, where sunscreen standards are the strictest in the world. Although our products are now manufactured here in the U.S., we continue to adhere to the most stringent Australian standards to offer the best in broad-spectrum sun protection. Blue Lizard, the brand most recommended by pediatricians and dermatologists. Our smart bottle turns blue in the presence of UV rays, reminding you to cover up. You bring the sun, Blue Lizard brings the magic.
It's Friday night at 7 o'clock. You've been involved in a car accident. You may be out of state on vacation or just a few miles from home. What do? Who do you call? At Farmers Insurance Group, one call is all you have to make. Hello, this is Jim Klein, an agent with Farmers Insurance. It's called One and Done. You don't have to wait till Monday morning to file a claim. You can make the initial call and we'll begin right away to help you. We assist you in moving the vehicle to a certified repair shop, getting you set up with rental car, and informing your agent. Then here are the staff at Jim Klein Farmers Insurance. We follow the claim through to the end. It's that easy. One and Done. We're your one and done location for all your insurance needs. Auto, home, life, commercial, workers' comp, and bonds. We can help you with all your insurance needs. Give me a call today, Jim Klein Farmers Insurance at 247-5400, your one and done location in Kingsport, 247-5400.
The 2018 Cal Calendar in now for a limited time at Chick-fil-A The Crossings in North Johnson City. A 20th anniversary retrospective titled Steers of Yesteryear, including a card with a wide range of free food offerings across the Chick-fil-A menu. Only $8 plus tax, but hurry, supplies are limited. Each month gives you the chance to collect free Chick-fil-A menu items. The offers vary each month. But hurry, supplies are limited. The 2018 Chick-fil-A Steers of Yesteryear Calendar on sale now at Chick-fil-A at the Crossings in North Johnson City. Over here, my man's back in the house from the back of Tennessee. You doing good? Is she back today? Is the Queen back? The Queen is back. Oh yeah, I guess, I suppose. We're back here live at Chick-Fil-A, the Crossings in North Johnson City. Again, we've got some wintry weather in the region. We've got some cold temperatures again. As we said, they're calling for 3 inches of snow in Charleston, South Carolina. Whew, they can have that. Before we get into the college football news, let's give you some updates, or not updates, but birthdays today on this Wednesday, January the 3rd. Here are a couple of birthdays. Stephen Stills from Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young fame, 73 today. From Dallas TV show, Victoria Principal played Pamela Ewing. She's 68 today. Mel Gibson having a birthday. Mel Gibson, 62. And NFL quarterback Eli Manning having a birthday on this 3rd day of January. Eli Manning with a birthday, 37 years old. And that's who's having birthdays again on this Wednesday, January the 3rd, 2018. So here we go. College football coaching carousel continues. Rich Rodriguez fired at Arizona. School announcing that last night. He confirmed his ouster shortly thereafter, explaining that he was informed via email that the Wildcats would be buying out his contract because of some indiscretions within the athletic department. Rodriguez, in a lengthy statement, posted his Twitter account explaining that a former administrative assistant threatened to file a $7.5 million lawsuit against Rodriguez alleging sexual harassment. Furthermore, he said outside investigation by the school into workplace misconduct found no wrongdoing on the part of the former Arizona coach. He claimed he fully cooperated with the investigation, which lasted 10 weeks, included the coach voluntarily submitting to and passing a polygraph test. Rich Rodriguez gone at Arizona. He did say he admitted to a consensual extramarital affair of the woman who is not affiliated with the university. And so, as a result of that, the president said, time for a change. And so he and the athletic director step up to the podium and say he is no longer the head coach of Arizona. Rich Rodriguez, 54 years old, had in 6 seasons at Arizona a record of 45 wins and 35 losses. And so Rich Rodriguez gone. And so Arizona confirmed it will honor the separation terms of his contract. So it will honor the separation terms of his contract, but Rich Rodriguez gone as the head football coach of the Arizona Wildcats. Kansas State head football coach Bill Snyder confirming he will be back for his next season. Again, Bill Snyder, the legendary coach at Kansas State, 78 years old, diagnosed with throat cancer last offseason, made it through the season successfully, ready to coach a 27th season at K-State. Snyder, the oldest active college football coach, inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame in 2015. He's led Kansas State to 210 victories, 19 bowl appearances, and the young Wildcats last year finished the season 8-5, winning their second straight bowl game. Bill Snyder back as the head coach for the Kansas State Wildcats for 2018. If you're going to the national championship game, check out these ticket prices. Holy smokes. For the national championship Monday night, Alabama and Georgia, Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, the lowest price ticket on StubHub as of Monday night was $2,000. The highest price ticket on StubHub listed for $95,000 for the national championship football game. SeatGeek.com listed tickets in the 300 level Mercedes-Benz Stadium for $2,100. The lowest price seats in the 100 level was listed for $3,000. Another ticket source, ScoreBig.com, listing tickets anywhere from $2,600 to $11,000 for a ticket to the Alabama-Georgia football game. So, excuse me, the highest price ticket on the StubHub.com was listed at $95,000 for the football game. Excuse me, coming up on Monday night at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. $95,000 for a ticket. You can buy a pretty big size television and a big recliner and all the Chick-Fil-A you can possibly eat for $95,000. I'm sitting at the house. They can have it. But anyway, the demand is unbelievable for the football game coming up again Monday night, Alabama and Georgia for the national championship. They return to New Year's Day, boosting playoff ratings on television. The double overtime Rose Bowl thriller took a 14.8 overnight Nielsen rating. Average viewership of 27 million people watched that football game. Georgia beating Oklahoma. The Sugar Bowl had about 21 million watching, up 10% from last season. So the experiment to put it back on New Year's Day obviously worked for college football, and so I'm sure they're going to keep it right there. More coaching news. Pittsburgh defensive coordinator Josh Conklin, now the new football coach at Wofford in Spartanburg, South Carolina, replacing the retired Mike Ayers. Conklin, a former Wofford assistant, spent the past 3 seasons at Pitt. He's also been an assistant at Tennessee and Florida International. Josh Conklin, the new football coach at Wofford, taking over from Mike Ayers, who retired after 30 years of leading the Wofford football program. Back to Alabama and Georgia, Anthony Jennings sending out a Twitter post saying he had surgery for his knee that he injured in the game Monday in the Sugar Bowl. He will not be ready to play in Atlanta. He will not go. It's another linebacking deficiency for the Alabama Crimson Tide for Nick Saban. So he joins already a major injuries at linebacker, most notably the season-ending injury to Sean Dion Hamilton. So who steps up? Don't feel too sad for the Crimson Tide. They're loaded. Christian Miller, Terrell Lewis, Jamie Mosley are options to replace Jennings against the Bulldogs. So Jennings, who led the team with 3 tackles for loss against the Tigers, against Clemson, and caused the hit for Deron Payne's interception. He has, again, had surgery yesterday, will not be ready to go in that football game. Now, before we go to the break, one more story about the national championship game, Alabama-Georgia. Check it out. They have played 67 times, Alabama-Georgia, but never in the college football playoff, obviously. The conference, by virtue of these 2 teams playing for the national championship, will clinch its 9th national championship in 12 years. Don't tell me the SEC is not dominant. Big 12 can say what they want to. Big 10 can, or the Pac-12 can say what they want to. The Big 12 or the Big 10. No. It's a Southern thing. The 9th championship in 12 years. Nick Saban trying to win his 6th national championship, all since 2009. Georgia's been forced to wait a little bit longer, 37 years to be exact, when Herschel Walker ran the Dogs to a title back in 1980 for Georgia. And so Georgia and Alabama have met only 3 times in the regular season since 2007. But don't forget Nick Saban. This guy can coach. He's 6-1 in BCS CFP ball games. Kirby Smart, meeting with his old boss was inevitable, but it comes this Monday, of course. Smart and Saban combined to craft 4 championships at Alabama. Saban is 11-0 against his former assistants, so obviously he does a great job of scouting and getting ready against his former assistants. That's an incredible stat. Nick Saban, 11-0 against his former assistants when he coaches head-to-head. Speaking of Nick Saban, another title will tie him with Bear Bryant for the all-time lead with 6. Saban, who's 66 years old, would then have a few more years to break the Bears' mark. One other stat to throw out to you, Georgia's Jake Fromm can become the first true freshman quarterback to win a national championship in 32 years for the Bulldogs. Alabama 4-point favorite, and so that's where we are at this point on this Wednesday, getting ready for the national championship, where tickets are anywhere from $2,000 to $95,000. $95,000 for a football ticket to see the national championship. Which one was that on? Was that on? Let's see here. One other note, too. Auburn has announced Kerryon Johnson departing to go to the NFL early. Kerryon Johnson making his decision known. He's leaving for the NFL, the Southeastern Conference Offensive Player of the Year. 1,391 yards, 18 touchdowns, leading Auburn to its 2nd SEC West title in the last 5 years. And again, he is out, or gone, I should say. Kerryon Johnson will turn pro and go to the NFL draft coming up later on this year. StubHub.com, $2,080 lowest price ticket on StubHub. The highest price ticket, $95,000. Somebody's got more money than they got sense, as far as I'm concerned. You can sit at home. For $95,000, I could buy the greatest television, the best recliner, and all the Chick-Fil-A food I could eat for $95,000 and still come out ahead. Good Lord of mercy. SeatGeek, 300 level Mercedes-Benz Stadium seats starting at $2,100. Lowest price seats in the 100 level listed for $2,900. There you go. As Barney told Andy, it's going to be big, Andy. So it'll be big in my house, sitting in front of the TV, watching it and enjoying it in the privacy of my home. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. We'll be jumping into some college basketball. Had 4 upsets last night in Division I college basketball. And the Tennessee Volunteers, they laid an egg. They had a chance to make some noise against Auburn last night. Bruce Pearl rolls into Thompson Bowling Arena. Tennessee loses again. We'll tell you all about that in college basketball next year on show number 659 of the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Be sure and like it and share it. We'd appreciate that. And so we'll take a break. We'll be right back with more right after you hear this live from Chick-Fil-A, the Crossings in North Johnson City on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
This is Phil Pipkin, owner of Phil's Dream Pit. Do you like smoked turkey? Do you like smoked ham? For your Christmas or New Year's dinner, enjoy a spiral sliced smoked ham or smoked turkey breast, smoked right here at Phil's Dream Pit. Smoked hams, 9 to 11 pounds at $8.50 a pound. The smoked turkey breast goes from 2 to 4 pounds at $11.49 per pound. Order by Tuesday, December the 19th. Pick up Friday, December the 22nd, or Saturday, December 23rd. Let us take care of your Christmas or New Year's dinner with a smoked turkey breast or spiral smoked ham. Call 349-6437. Phil's Dream Pit, the quest for perfect barbecue.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City takes care of both male and female customers, but owner Kim Smith says they have a special care and concern for ladies.
Being a female in what's considered a man's business, I understand the trepidation that women may have when they come to the shop. They feel like they don't know about cars, they might be intimidated, but that's not the way we do business. Everybody's treated the same. We take the time to explain anything that they have questions about, the repair, the process, the part. We want to make sure people are comfortable with what we're going to do to their vehicle and that they understand. We do cater to women in a sense. We have a real nice waiting room with nice Keurig coffee and flavored creamers, air-conditioned, cushioned seats, TV, everything a girl could want while she waits for her car to be fixed.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111.
It's Friday night at 7 o'clock. You've been involved in a car accident. You may be out of state on vacation or just a few miles from home. What do you do? Who do you call? At Farmers Insurance Group, one call is all you have to make. Hello, this is Jim Klein, an agent with Farmers Insurance. It's called One and Done. You don't have to wait till Monday morning to file a claim. You can make the initial call and we'll begin right away to help you. We assist you in moving the vehicle to a certified repair shop, getting you set up with rental car, and informing your agent. Then here at the staff at Jim Klein Farmers Insurance, we follow the claim through to the end. It's that easy. One and Done. We're your one and done location for all your insurance needs. Auto, home, life, commercial, workers' comp, and bonds. We can help you with all your insurance needs. Give me a call today, Jim Klein Farmers Insurance at 247-5400. Your one and done location in Kingsport, 247-5400.
The 2018 Cal Calendar in now for a limited time at Chick-Fil-A, The Crossings in North Johnson City. A 20th anniversary retrospective titled Steers of Yesteryear, including a card with a wide range of free food offerings across the Chick-Fil-A menu. Only $8 plus tax, but hurry, supplies are limited. Each month gives you the chance to collect free Chick-Fil-A menu items. The offers vary each month, but hurry, supplies are limited. The 2018 Chick-Fil-A Steers of Yesteryear Calendar on sale now at Chick-fil-A at The Crossings in North Johnson City. Back with the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thanks for being with us. We're live at Chick-fil-A, The Crossings in North Johnson City. Show number 659. 670 will be tomorrow at Champion Chevrolet. Friday, we have Food City on the Volunteer Parkway in Bristol. Big one-day sale coming up at Food City. And what are they calling it? They're calling it probably a one-day sale. Let's see. It's going to be one day only Friday, 2018. There it is. Big one-day sale. We'll tell you all about that a little bit later in the show. But let's take a look at college basketball. Tennessee did not get it done last night. Again, Bruce Pearl rolls into Thompson Bowling Arena. His 11th straight victory as the head coach of the Auburn Tigers, defeating Tennessee 94-84 last night. 23rd ranked Tennessee, again, losing another one they should have won. Pearl owns a 2-4 record now against Tennessee as Auburn's coach, including a 1-2 mark at Thompson Bowling Arena. Auburn extended its longest winning streak since a 14-game run back in 1999-2000, so they won 11 straight. Tennessee squandered a 14-point lead early in the ball game, lost 2 straight games for the first time this season. Rick Barnes said his team got outworked and was, quote, awful defensively. Got to get that fixed. Kentucky comes to town on Saturday. Auburn withstood a career-high 25 points from Tennessee's Lamonte Turner, who made all 13 of his free throw attempts before fouling out. Grant Williams added 22. Jordan Bone, 18, and Admiral Schofield scored 13 for the Volunteers. After moving into the top 25 because of its strong non-conference performance, Tennessee now off to an 0-2 start in the Southeastern Conference. For the first time since 2012-2013, road didn't get any easier for the Vols. Two of the next three games are against number 17 Kentucky and number 11 Texas A&M. So Tennessee losing last night, 94-84 Thompson Bowling Arena in K-Town. Let's see, let's quote the Johnson City Press here, our great sponsor, to see what kind of crowd was there last night. Was it a sellout? Let's see here. Tennessee doesn't give the attendance, so I'm not sure how many were there, but whoever was there was treated to a Tennessee loss and an Auburn victory last night at Thompson Bowling Arena. That was one of four upsets involving top 25 play last night. 18th ranked Texas Tech goes into Fogg Fieldhouse and defeats the Kansas Jayhawks 85-73. Texas Tech, the Red Raiders, now 13-1. Kansas 10th in the country, falls to 11-3. Florida goes into Texas A&M to College Station, beating the Aggies. Again, Florida unranked at 10-4 now, defeating Texas A&M 83-66. Aggies fall to 11-3. Also last night, 22nd ranked Arkansas goes and loses to Mississippi State. The Bulldogs beat them in Starkville 78-75. Arkansas 22nd ranked in the country, men's play, 11-3. Mississippi State improves to 13-1. And of course, as we told you, Auburn defeating Tennessee 94-84 last night at Thompson Bowling Arena. Two other games involving top 25 teams. 5th ranked Xavier, the Musketeers run their mark to 15-1 with an 86-79 victory over the Butler Bulldogs, who fall to 12-4. And TCU, the Horned Frogs, Texas Christian, in overtime defeat Baylor 81-78. So that's your top 25 men's college basketball from last night. Tonight, pretty good slate going on. You've got 13th ranked North Carolina, the Tar Heels, the defending national champions, in Tallahassee to take on the Seminoles of Florida State. 24th ranked Florida State, 11-2. North Carolina 12-2, 7 o'clock tip-off tonight from Tallahassee. Also, Rutgers will go to number 14 Purdue. The Boilermakers, 14th ranked in the country, 13-2, hosting Rutgers. 25th ranked Creighton, the Blue Jays, hosting St. John's, coming up again tonight. That'll be an 8 o'clock tip. You have 16th ranked Kentucky, 10-2. The Wildcats on the road at LSU. That's a dangerous game in the Pete Maravich Arena in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. LSU at 9-3. 9th ranked Virginia, the Cavaliers will be at Castle Coliseum up the road in Blacksburg tonight. UVA at 12-1. Virginia Tech at 11-2. They'll play that one tonight at 9 o'clock again from Castle Coliseum in Blacksburg. Also tonight, you've got the Battle of Oklahoma. The Sooners 11-1, hosting Oklahoma State 10-3. That'll be in Norman tonight, and so a big ball game there involving the bragging rights for Oklahoma and men's college basketball for this season. And one other game involving top 25 teams: 15th ranked Miami, the Hurricanes at 12-1 in Atlanta, take on Georgia Tech, who's having a tough season at 6-7. And that's what you've got going on there in men's college basketball. Let's take a look at the NBA from last night. How did it go? Cleveland returning with, or bringing back the return of Isaiah Thomas. They beat Portland last night, 127-110. Cavaliers now 25-12. Other games last night, my Spurs go into New York and beat the Knickerbockers 100-91. Spurs now 26-12 on the season. Knicks dropped 18-19 on the year. Other NBA games, Phoenix, the Suns with a 104-103 win over Atlanta in Phoenix. Charlotte runs their mark to 14-22 with a 20-point win in Sacramento on the left coast, 131-111. And one other one, you have Memphis, the Grizzlies in L.A. losing to the Clippers. Clippers got them 113-105. Clippers now 16-19 on the season. Here's your schedule for tonight. The big marquee matchup would be, no question, Cleveland in Boston against the Celtics. LeBron and Kyrie against each other face-to-face. Cleveland 24-12, Celtics 29-10. 8 o'clock tip tonight in Beantown. New York at Washington, San Antonio at Philadelphia, the Rockets in Orlando, Miami playing host to Detroit, Minnesota at Brooklyn. Other games tonight in the NBA, Toronto at Chicago, the Pacers in Milwaukee, Golden State, the defending world champions, will be in Dallas to battle the 12-25 Mavericks. New Orleans at Utah, Phoenix at Denver, and the Lakers at home tonight playing host to Oklahoma City. And that's your schedule for the NBA on this Wednesday. Let's switch gears and take a look at the National Hockey League. So what's going on there in the NHL on this Wednesday from last night? It was Vegas running their mark to 26-9, the second best record in the National Hockey League, as they shut out Nashville in Vegas 3-0. Other winners on the ice: Pittsburgh skates past Philadelphia 5-1. Tampa Bay goes to the league best 28-8 as they skate past Toronto 2-0. Washington skates past Carolina 5-4. Bruins 5, the Islanders 1 on the ice. San Jose a 4-1 win over Montreal. It was the St. Louis Blues skating past New Jersey 3-2. Minnesota skating past Florida 5-1. Columbus goes into Dallas and skates past the Stars 2-1 the final there. Colorado a 3-2 win over Winnipeg. LA 5, Edmonton 0 on the ice. Anaheim blanks Vancouver 5-0 on the ice as well. Tonight you have Ottawa skating at Detroit. The Blackhawks in New York against the Rangers, and that is your schedule for tonight, this Wednesday. Only 2 on the ice. Ottawa skates at Detroit, and the Chicago Blackhawks against the New York Rangers in the Big Apple in New York City. Hey, it's the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thanks for being with us. Like us and share it. We'd appreciate that very, very much. Let folks know what's going on with the show. It continues to grow. Our numbers were out the roof again for the month of December, given the fact we're very pleased, Jeremiah and myself are pleased the fact that we didn't even have a show for the final week of December. It took a week off, and so a less number of shows, but equally or more listeners and viewers than we've had when we had a full slate of shows in the month. So pretty cool stat. We're very pleased about that. By the way, AppalachianDigital.com, you need to check them out. They do a phenomenal job. Just go to AppalachianDigital.com and check out all the different websites they have shown and are working on. And again, they have the Speedway and Lights website. They picked it up from Bristol Motor Speedway, doing a great job of it. So it's a chance for you to check them out as you head into 2018. If you have a small business or a church or a large business, need someone to take care and maintain and do a phenomenal job on your website or any social media needs you may have, please check them out. AppalachianDigital.com. They do a phenomenal job for me, and I appreciate those guys, they being Jeremiah Clark and Michael Smith, very much at AppalachianDigital.com. Quick break. We'll be right back. We'll take a look at some Major League Baseball. Got some NASCAR news. Top of the hour, Doug Fritz joins us here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. We'll take a quick break. We'll come right back, and we'll jump in and take a look at some high school basketball from last night. Got a full slate around the area. And also we'll kind of jump in and see what's going on a little bit later on in the show. We'll have Doug Fritz coming by. Also, Jeremy Livesey will stop by, talk a little NBA basketball. And a couple of good old boys, Zeb and Caleb. It sounds like a country music duo. Zeb Copas and Caleb Sparks from Sprint, one of our new sponsors here on the show, will come by and join us here in a little while. Quick break. We'll be right back. We're live at Champion Chevrolet tomorrow. Food City on Volunteer Parkway on Friday, but today we're at Chick-Fil-A, the crossing in North Johnson City, and they are flat selling the chicken noodle soup today and the chicken tortilla soup. It's cold outside. Folks want to warm their pipes. Come in and get that chicken noodle soup like Grandma used to make, or Mama used to make. Man, it's some good soup. And also the peppermint chocolate chip milkshake still here for a limited time. Quick break. High school basketball look coming up next here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
At American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, one of the things that owner Tim Smith is most proud of is their hard-earned certifications.
We are an ASE Blue Seal shop, which is important because what it tells the customer is we care enough to get certified, not in one certain area of cars. You have to be certified in 8 different certifications, in 8 different tests you have to take, and you have to be updated on them yearly to make sure that you're up to date. We not only have one of those, we have 3 ASE Master Technicians here. With the ratio, it goes into a ratio, and we're a Blue Seal shop. So it tells you that we care about training and we care about knowing about your car. We want to help fix it right.
American Import and Auto Repair, West Market Street, Johnson City, home of the free loaner car program. Open 6 days a week. Call today, 913-3111.
Hi, I'm Rob Cole with Bays Mountain Park. There's something for everyone at Bays Mountain Park. Whether you're an outdoor enthusiast or simply looking to get away and relax, Bays Mountain Park in Kingsport, Tennessee is the perfect destination. For only $4 per vehicle, enjoy 3,500 acres of breathtaking scenery, featuring 40 miles of hiking trails, wildlife habitat, one of the Southeast's premier planetariums, and much, much more. For more information, please visit www.baysmountain.com or call us at 423-229-9447. Bays Mountain Park, one of the Tri-City's best places for learning, leisure, and recreation.
If you're catching some waves or just playing in the yard, it is important to protect yourself. You may not feel the sun's heat, but UV rays can still damage your skin even in cloudy weather. Blue Lizard Sunscreen, recommended by pharmacists and dermatologists nationwide. Our SPF 30-plus formulations use only the highest quality ingredients for broad-spectrum protection. As a reminder to protect yourself, our bottle turns blue when UV light is present. Blue Lizard, we've got you covered.
Your life is always changing. You never know what shape it will take, or how your financial needs might change. But if we talk about your investments and how they can provide for you and your family, the future becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
Back with the Tom Daly Sports Show. Thanks for being with us. We're live at Chick-Fil-A, the Crossings in North Johnson City. Again, coming up on Friday, we're going to be live at Food City on the Volunteer Parkway. Here it is, the big one-day sale. Whoop, I dropped the paper. Here it is, the big one-day sale coming up on Friday. All kinds of specials. Little Debbie snack cakes for 99 cents. Certified Angus beef whole and bag I-round for $2.99. Dorito potato chips for $1.99. 5-pound bag of Harvest Club potatoes for $1.99. Oh, gosh, here's Food Club Chunky Soup, 99 cents a can. I ate a lot of Food Club Chunky Soup. Grade A White Food Club Large Eggs, 18 count for $1.99. These are some of the specials we'll go over again Friday. We'll be live, as we said, at Food City on the Volunteer Parkway in Bristol. Want to say hello. I'm so excited. I'm getting my new tablet today, so I'll be able to communicate with you folks more. Hello to Chip Pratt. Hello to Christian Snyder Rushing. Hello to Frank Peters. My buddy J.T. Holloman. J.T. Holloman got a perfect 4.0 in his semester studying for the seminary. How about that? Here's my new bell, by the way. It doesn't make as much noise, but it has a lot more impact because it's the cross of the Lord Jesus. There you go. It does sound kind of cheesy, kind of wimpy, but that's okay. The bell's wimpy, but the Lord certainly isn't. Frank Peters, J.T. Holloman. Gosh, who else is out there watching the show today we want to say thanks to? See if we can. Bobby Dickin. Go Bama, no dogs. Thank you, Gator Man. J.T. Holloman, appreciate that very much. So what's cool is my new tablet. It better work. That's what I'm gunning for, banking on. I'll be able to kind of communicate with you. I can't do that now because my phone is antiquated. It's old, antiquer as they call it. So get me a new phone and a new tablet today from Sprint, and so we're going to be able to communicate with you all more. So when you send me out a hello starting tomorrow or whenever I learn the system, I'll be able to respond back to you, and I'm very, very excited about that. So anyway, let's take a look at college, or rather high school basketball from last night. It goes as follows. Jeff County beat Greenville by 2. Hampton over South Green, 63-46. Science Hill, 10-point win over Unicoi County in boys play. Tennessee High beat Central by 14. Sullivan East over Volunteer by 15. North Green beat West Green by 8 at 78-70 last night. Sullivan South turned back to Kachia's team, 65-52. Kachia, the homeschoolers. Unaka and Happy Valley got postponed last night. Crockett in a cold night shooting for both teams, 39-36 final. Crockett beat Elizabethton. And then in overtime, Johnson County beat Cloudland 80-72 in boys basketball. Southwest Virginia last night, you had Eastside over J.I. Burton, 73-44. Rye Cove blows out Castlewood, 70-39. And Thomas Walker beat Twin Springs by 11 last night in boys high school basketball. Tonight, they've had to move this game because of the crowd response. Gate City will take on Union at UVA Wise tonight. Ridgeview at Abington, and Thomas Walker at Twin Springs. All the action tonight in Virginia on church night. In girls basketball from last night, Jeff County beat Greenville 49-42. Daniel Boone's ladies beat Central by 14. Elizabethton's ladies get a big win on the road, 64-40 for Coach Andrews. 24-point win. We're going to be bringing you basketball coming up Friday night. Elizabethton and Sullivan South, a doubleheader on Friday night. Elizabethton and Dobbins Bennett, doubleheader on Saturday. Can't wait to bring you some Cyclone basketball. Again, we'll have Doug Hartley joining us on Friday night. And Clark Powers will join us on Saturday with the DB game. Cloudlands ladies by 20 over Johnson County last night. It was a 15-point win by Science Hills Lady Hilltoppers of Unicoi County. South Green beat Hampton 55-16 in girls basketball. Sullivan East by 31 over Volunteer last night. North Green's ladies beat West Green 76-27. Sullivan South's Lady Rebels all over Kachia 62-17. In Southwest Virginia, Rye Cove's ladies win by 53 over Castlewood. It was Eastside's ladies beating Jai Burton by 37, and Twin Springs ladies over Thomas Walker 67-26. Boy, reading these scores, there are definitely the haves and have-nots in girls basketball in our region. Tonight, again, the Gate City Union game moved to UVA Wise for the ladies as well. John Battle, Wise Central, Ridgeview at Abington, and Rye Cove's ladies playing at Patrick Henry tonight in girls high school basketball. It's the Tom Daly Sports Show. Again, we are live here. We're on the road at Chick-Fil-A, the Crossings in North Johnson City on this Wednesday. Again, show number 659 as we're here broadcasting live. Coming up top of the hour, Doug Fritz joins us in just a few minutes. Doug will be along to talk about, again, high school basketball through his eyes as he covers, of course, with the Johnson City Press. Also, we'll be joined a little bit later on the show by Jeremy Livesey talking NBA basketball. And then also we'll be joined later on the guys from Sprint, Zeb Kopus and Caleb Sparks will join us from right here from Sprint, right around the corner from the Sprint store here in North Johnson City, one of our great sponsors here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. So, again, like us and share us. We'd appreciate that very much. And so we continue to grow. I want to say hello to Jerry and Renee McNeil. They're at a warm and balmy Edisto Beach, South Carolina, where they're anticipating about 3 inches of snow in Charleston, South Carolina today. Unbelievable. It's so cold that we told you earlier in the show, the water parks at Universal Studios and Disney World are going to be shut down through Friday because of the frigid weather in Florida. So it ain't just us. That's not good English. It's not just us. Cold weather's everywhere, and so even the water parks in Florida are shut down till Friday because of the frigid weather in the Sunshine State. So anyway, hello to the folks, Jerry and Renee and Cheyenne at Edisto Beach in South Carolina. I also want to say hello to Karen Hubbs, and I mean the list just goes on and on. The folks that are watching, we appreciate that. Chris Payne, hello Chris. Probably see him at the church house tonight, and so hope I do anyway. So Frank Peters, J.T. Holloman, Jackie Weaver, some of the folks watching the show. Again, Kristen, hello Miss Kristen. Know her mom and dad. Paul and Janet, good folks, good peeps. So the Schneiders. So anyway, I want to say hello to you. And again, thanks for watching the show wherever you are. Again, like it and share it. We'd appreciate that very much. We'll take a break. We'll come right back. We've got some news from the National Football League. We don't talk much about the NFL. In fact, on the field, not much at all. But we are going to talk about coaching carousel. John Gruden. A couple of players have retired since yesterday. We'll get an update on the personnel, and also the Hall of Fame inductees have been announced. We'll tell you who those folks are as we'll take a break. We'll be right back. We're live at Chick-fil-A at the Crossings in North Johnson City. Show number 659. They said it wouldn't last at the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
At American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, one of the things that owner Tim Smith is most proud of is their hard-earned certifications.
We are an ASE Blue Seal shop, which is important because what it tells the customer is we care enough to get certified, not in one certain area of cars. You have to be certified in 8 different certifications, in 8 different tests you have to take, and you have to be updated on them yearly to make sure that you're up to date. We not only have one of those, we have 3 ASE Master Technicians here. With the ratio, goes into a ratio, and we're a Blue Seal shop. So it tells you that we care about training and we care about knowing about your car. We want to help fix it right.
American Import and Auto Repair, West Market Street, Johnson City, home of the free loaner car program. Open 6 days a week. Call today, 913-3111.
Hi, I'm Rob Cole with Bays Mountain Park. There's something for everyone at Bays Mountain Park. Whether you're an outdoor enthusiast or simply looking to get away and relax, Bays Mountain Park in Kingsport, Tennessee is the perfect destination. For only $4 per vehicle, enjoy 3,500 acres of breathtaking scenery, featuring 40 miles of hiking trails, wildlife habitat, one of the Southeast's premier planetariums, and much, much more. For more information, please visit www.baysmountain.com or call us at 423-229-9447. Bays Mountain Park, one of the Tri-City's best places for learning, leisure, and recreation.
If you're catching some waves or just playing in the yard, it is important to protect yourself. You may not feel the sun's heat, but UV rays can still damage your skin even in cloudy weather. Blue Lizard Sunscreen, recommended by pharmacists and dermatologists nationwide. Our SPF 30-plus formulations use only the highest quality ingredients for broad spectrum protection. As a reminder to protect yourself, our bottle turns blue when UV light is present. Blue Lizard, we've got you covered.
Your life is always changing. You never know what shape it will take, or how your financial needs might change. But if we talk about your investments and how they can provide for you and your family, the future becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
North Johnson, boy, chicken tortilla soup be good today, wouldn't it? Our big old bowl of that homemade chicken noodle soup like Grandma. It's as good as Grandma's. Woo. What? The owner, Mr. Birchfield, says it'll cure what ails you. Some of that chicken noodle soup, you got it. So now we still have the peppermint chocolate chip milkshake, right? For a limited time. For a limited time, there you go. Yeah, for a little bit longer. So it's funny because Tim and Connie have told me before that they sell as many milkshakes in the wintertime as they do the summertime, so go figure. So, but he says the chicken noodle soup will cure what ails you. There you go. Let's take a look at the National Football League. We're live here at Chick-Fil-A at the Crossings in North Johnson City. Again, Doug Fritz joins us coming up from the Johnson City Press at the top of the hour. Carson Palmer stepping away from the National Football League. Again, entered the NFL as the top overall pick in the 2003 draft. Spent the first portion of his career as a Bengals quarterback, leading them to the first playoff game in 15 years way back in 2005. Wound up in Oakland. Didn't do much with the Raiders. Went on to Arizona. Of course, he nearly won the MVP in 2015. Fell a game short of leading the Cardinals to the Super Bowl. Carson Palmer stepping away from the game, retiring with 46,247 career passing yards, 294 touchdown passes, 187 picks, and a passing rating of 87.9. So, again, Carson Palmer retiring as a quarterback for the Arizona Cardinals. Also, John Gruden getting ever so close to being named the head football coach of the Oakland Raiders. He did come out and say part of the initial package was part ownership of the football team. He said, nope, that's way wrong. That is not going to happen. That is erroneous information. He was getting paid $6 million as an ESPN TV analyst. He's now talking about getting paid $10 million to be the head coach of the Oakland Raiders. It is not official yet, but it looks like all signs are pointing to Gruden, Chucky going back to the Bay to coach the Raiders. And he is excited beyond words from what I can read and tell about having Derek Carr, a franchise quarterback, at his disposal, something he's never had, he said, in all the years he's coached in the National Football League. Again, the playoffs look like this on Saturday. AFC Wild Card, the early game, Tennessee at Kansas City. NFC Wild Card, the night game on Saturday, Atlanta and LA to battle the Rams. On Sunday, AFC Wild Card playoff, Buffalo at Jacksonville. NFC Wild Card, the late game, Carolina in New Orleans to battle the Saints. Jason Witten will be back for his 16th season. Yay! He says he will be back. He said, I'm coming back. I love playing this game too much. I know I can play at a high level. Witten has played every single game with the Cowboys since October of 2003. Let me read that stat again. He has played every single game with the Cowboys since October 2003. Jason Witten hasn't missed a start since 2006. Unbelievable. Jerry Jones already stated that head coach Jason Garrett will be back. It's possible to move on as an offensive coordinator. Scott Linehan, he may be out. Witten, 36 years old next season, says, I'm ready to go. And so Jason Witten will be back for his 16th season for the Dallas Cowboys. Here is the Pro Football Hall of Fame class of 2018. Here are the 15 finalists in alphabetical order, in no particular order, but we'll run them down alphabetically. Isaac Bruce, wide receiver. Tony Baselli, Brian Dawkins, Steve Hutchinson, Edgerrin James, Ty Law, Ray Lewis, John Lynch, Randy Moss, Terrell Owens, Brian Urlacher, Everson Walls are some of the guys going to be up for grabs for the NFL Hall of Fame. Also, you have from the, let's see here, three other finalists were announced in August. Linebacker Robert Brazile for the Houston Oilers. Guard Jerry Kramer of the Packers. He needs to be in. This guy needs to be in the Hall of Fame. Jerry Kramer, key member of the Packers back in the 50s and 60s. And also Bobby Beathard, a general manager and a personnel executive with 5 different teams, is a contributor finalist. To get into the Hall of Fame, the Pro Football Hall of Fame, you got to receive a vote of 80% during the annual selection meeting, which will be February the 3rd in Minneapolis. The selection committee will meet on February the 3rd in Minneapolis to vote on the class of 2018, with the inductees announced that night during the nationally televised NFL Honor Show. They'll be inducted into the Football Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio in August. That's on my bucket list, to get to the NFL Hall of Fame this year. In fact, what I want to do is get to, my goal this summer is try and get to the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown, NFL Hall of Fame in Canton, and the Basketball Hall of Fame in Springfield, Massachusetts. That'd be a great road trip. That's what I want to do this summer if I can swing that. I want to go to all 3 of those places and check out the great honorees of the particular Hall of Fames in the NBA, NFL, and Major League Baseball. In my formerly nicotine-stained fingers, as Rush Limbaugh used to say, or does say, here are some of the trays you can get from right here at Chick-Fil-A. The Chick-fil-A coming up for the Monday Night National Championship game. You're going to have the gang over. How about a Chick-fil-A nuggets tray, or a chicken strip tray, or chilled grilled chicken sub sandwich tray, or a grilled Cool Wrap tray? All these available again from right here at Chick-fil-A. We even throw in some fresh squeezed lemonade by the gallon, a box of coffee, the regular decaf. You can pick it up for $13. They'll even deliver it for you. Soft drinks, even bags of ice, whatever you need for the party for the football game coming up on Monday night, the Alabama-Georgia National Championship game. Also, they got fruit trays, garden salad trays, chocolate chunk cookie trays. They're all here, and they're all right here again at Chick-fil-A, the Crossings in North Johnson City. All you got to do is call them at 952-0031, 952-0031, or you can, again, go to the web at CFA, Chick-fil-A, CFAJC.com. That's all you need to do. Can't beat it. And so that's what's going on again for this Monday night. If you're going to watch the National College Football Championship, you're going to have the gang over. If you're just going to be by yourself and you want to get some of these trays, you can do it from Chick-fil-A, 952-0031 or CFAJC.com. Quick break. We'll be right back. We'll take a look at Major League Baseball. Greg's going to join us tomorrow, the full-length breakout of Major League Baseball. Greg Salyer, a Major League Baseball guy, he has a funeral today, so he can't be here as a pastor. He has his day job duties, of course, and so he can't be with us today, but he'll be with us tomorrow, and he'll be live at Champion Chevrolet with the full report of Major League Baseball. We've got some movement to tell you about before then. We'll take a look at Major League Baseball coming up next here as we're live at Chick-fil-A, the Crossings in North Johnson City on this Wednesday, January the 3rd. Stay warm. Again, Charleston, South Carolina, Myrtle Beach. They're calling for 3 inches of snow today in Charleston, South Carolina, and Myrtle Beach. Unbelievable. Quick break. We'll be right back. We're live at Chick-fil-A, the Crossings in North Johnson City on show number 659 of the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
At American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, one of the things that owner Tim Smith is most proud of is their hard-earned certifications.
We are an ASE Blue Seal shop, which is important because what it tells the customer is we care enough to get certified, not in one certain area of cars. You have to be certified in 8 different certifications, in 8 different tests you have to take, and you have to be updated on them yearly to make sure that you're up to date. We not only have one of those, we have 3 ASE Master Technicians here with the ratio. It goes into a ratio, and we're a Blue Seal shop, so it tells you that we care about training and we care about knowing about your car. We want to help fix it right.
American Import and Auto Repair. West Market Street, Johnson City, home of the free loaner car program. Open 6 days a week. Call today, 913-3111.
Hi, I'm Rob Cole with Bays Mountain Park. There's something for everyone at Bays Mountain Park. Whether you're an outdoor enthusiast or simply looking to get away and relax, Bays Mountain Park in Kingsport, Tennessee is the perfect destination. For only $4 per vehicle, enjoy 3,500 acres of breathtaking scenery, featuring 40 miles of hiking trails, wildlife habitats, one of the Southeast's premier planetariums, and much, much more. For more information, please visit www.baysmountain.com or call us at 423-229-9447. Bays Mountain Park, one of the Tri-City's best places for learning, leisure, and recreation.
If you're catching some waves or just playing in the yard, it is important to protect yourself. You may not feel the sun's heat, but UV rays can still damage your skin even in cloudy weather. Blue Lizard Sunscreen, recommended by pharmacists and dermatologists nationwide. Our SPF 30-plus formulations use only the highest quality ingredients for broad spectrum protection. As a reminder to protect yourself, our bottle turns blue when UV light is present. Blue Lizard, we've got you covered.
Your life is always changing. You never know what shape it will take, or how your financial needs might change. But if we talk about your investments and how they can provide for you and your family, the future becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
Back on show number 659 of the Tom Taylor Sports Show live at Chick-Fil-A, the Crossings in North Johnson City. It's been hopping. It's lunchtime, and there's some room here in the lobby for you. And I know the drive-thru is always busy, but they run them through. They don't mess around. It's amazing how fast they turn these customers in and get their order and get them their food on the drive-thru and get them on down the trail. So interesting, but they don't mess around. And the lobby right now is we've got a few folks in here as far as in line, but certainly room for you to stop by here and have lunch with us here at the Crossings in North Johnson City, the Chick-Fil-A, home of Tim Birchfield and Connie Lehrman, all the great folks. All right, Eric Hosmer, 7-year contract offer on the table from the Kansas City Royals, his former club, and the San Diego Padres here in Major League Baseball, the team most connected to him this winter. Kansas City Royals have offered Hosmer a franchise record 7-year, $147 million contract. Also has a 7-year, $140 million offer from the Padres. That's $1 million less a year than the Royals deal. The 7-year contract offers are on par with the deals signed by Jacoby Ellsbury, 7 years, $153 million, and Chris Davis, 7 years, $161 million. The $20 million to $21 million average annual value would be in the line with fellow first baseman Carlos Santana, who signed a few weeks ago. He turns 28, Eric Hosmer, again, so he has an offer of 7 years and a lot of money from the Royals, and 7 years and even more money from the San Diego Padres. So we'll see how that shakes out for Eric Hosmer. As spring training is not that far away, which is good. We're sitting here in 20-degree weather today in East Tennessee. It's a good thing to hear that spring training is not that far away. Hello to all the kids up in West Virginia watching. Hello to AT and all the youngins. Mike and Donna and Vicky and, Aaron and some of the folks up there watching the show. Thank you for that. Like it and share it. We'd appreciate that very much. And so we want to say we always have a big passel of folks from the home state, the hills of West Virginia, watching the show. We appreciate that very much. Well, back to the NFL for just a second. Thanks to the unthinkable collapse for the Baltimore Ravens, the NFL's Buffalo Bills qualified for the postseason for the first time since back in 1999. So the longest active postseason drought in American professional sports now belongs to, who do you think? Baseball, the Seattle Mariners, 16 seasons. Some would say the Cleveland Browns. That's not right. They've been out of the playoffs for 15 years. The Miami Marlins, Major League Baseball, 14 years. Minnesota, the Timberwolves, 13 years. It goes right on down the line. But again, the team with the longest postseason drought of getting into the postseason in their particular sport are the Seattle Mariners. They've not qualified for the postseason since 2001, which will be, 17 years now. So that is a long time to not be in the playoffs. So when the Bills got in, that means the Seattle Mariners are the longest team in a postseason drought right now in professional sports, followed by the Cleveland Browns, the Miami Marlins, and the Minnesota Timberwolves. One other note before we get Doug Fritz in. Doug just rolled in. That's good. One other baseball note. Free agent starting pitcher Alex Cobb has been linked with a number of teams this season, but appears two are leading the race. The Brewers and the Cubs could be in an early NL Central battle for Cobb's services. He spent the first 6 years of his career with the Devil Rays or the Rays. Last season went 12-10 with a 3.66 ERA and 128 strikeouts. So Alex Cobb being courted heavily now by, as we said, the Brewers and the Cubs, both out of the NL Central Division. And before we go to the break, I want to remind you again, this is Ms. Larzo. All right. Before we go to the break, I want to remind you to get your tickets. We are 102 days away from the Food City 500. Tickets are on sale now at Bristol Motor Speedway. $60 for adults. Kids 12 and under, just $10. Again, also your season ticket, which is the best value going. That includes 5 great days of short track racing at the world's last great Coliseum, 2 days in the spring and 3 days in the fall. They're on sale now. They start at $149. A kid's season ticket, $20 for the year. $10 in the spring, $10 in the fall. Call 423-BRISTOL. Go to bristolmotorspeedway.com or, 1-866-415-4158 to order yours today. And again, that's now through February the 1st, and the prices change again. So if you want to get some great value for tickets, season ticket, 5 great days of racing at the world's last great Coliseum. Of course, coming back in the spring will be Jimmy Johnson to defend his crown of the Food City 500, and coming back in the fall to defend his crown in the Bass Pro Shop NRA night race. Rowdy, who swept the event, all 3 races in the fall. That would be the 18 ride of Kyle Busch. So again, 423-BRISTOL. BristolMotorspeedway.com or 1-866-415-4158 to get more information about that. Then last but not least, very excited, we're going to be at the Cove broadcasting live on January 22nd. Billy Graham's grandson, Will Graham, coming to town for a revival. They called it a celebration. April the 27th, 28th, and 29th at Freedom Hall in Johnson City. Well, we're going to go to, which I'm very excited about, we're going to broadcast the show from the Cove, the Billy Graham Training Center in Black Mountain, North Carolina on Monday, January the 22nd, coming up, 2 weeks from Monday? Can't wait. It's going to be a lot of fun. And we'll have Will Graham on the show, which is cool, Billy Graham's grandson. And so this is the packet they put out when he goes out and does his revivals, or he calls them celebrations. So anyway, the grandson of Billy Graham, Will Graham, coming to town April the 27th, 28th, and 29th at Freedom Hall in Johnson City. All right, he's here. Let's don't tarry, as my mom used to say. Don't mess around. Get him on. It's time to go. It's time to get him on. Let's get him to talk. He's our buddy Doug Fritz. Let's get him on camera. You're tired of seeing me anyway. Let's get my man on the. And we're so tickled he's here for 2018. Let's turn that camera, and there he is. Good afternoon, sir. How are you?
Doing good. How are you doing?
Good. Did you have a good Christmas?
I had a real good Christmas. It was split apart in a before and after Christmas because of family coming in from out of town, but just gave us a longer Christmas.
Oh,
so
yeah.
That was pretty good.
Oh, absolutely. So get you talking about some high school basketball coming up here in a second. How about this? Check this out. The tickets for the Alabama-Georgia football game. StubHub, the lowest price ticket as of Monday night, $2,080.
You going?
Check this. Are you ready for this one? If you'll buy this ticket, the highest price ticket on StubHub.com, $95,000 for a ticket.
John Gruden can afford that.
Yeah. Jimbo Fisher's getting paid $20,000 a day. He can afford that.
Drop some cash on that.
Is this nuts or is this nuts?
I mean, it's
is what it is.
Law of supply and demand, I suppose. I can't see. You know, you can see it just as good on TV. Is it really worth $94,999 to be there live?
As I said earlier, for $95,000, I can buy the best TV, the best recliner, the best furniture set, all the food from Chick-Fil-A I could possibly want. I'd even invite you over.
And have it for the next 10 of these games.
Yes, exactly. Ring my bell, would you? Got my new bell. I got the. So there.
I like that.
A little cross.
That's one thing. You know, I'll say real briefly here that one thing I'm really trying to do this new year is do something for the kingdom every day.
Yes.
And, you know, a lot of times, to my fault, I've gotten busy, and a day will go by. And even if it's just something little, I want to do it. So I'm going to try and just pray that the Lord will help me do that each day.
King is coming.
King is coming. And I was in Sunday school class Sunday, and I said, what if 2018 is the year Jesus returns? And if you knew that, and we don't, because the Bible says we don't, but if you knew that, how would it change your approach every single day?
Yeah. Well, as I've said many, many times, I'm going to say it every day on the show, and it's real simple. The $100 million question, $100,000 million question we all have to answer. What are you going to do with Jesus? Either going to accept him, live for him, or reject him. It's real simple. I would, after what I read in the book, it's a whole lot better to go with plan A and accept him, because when you reject him, he speaks a lot about hell and Hades. And so, yeah, what are you going to do with Jesus? You going to live for him, or are you going to reject him? And that's the question we all have to answer. And by not answering the question, you've answered the question. So, anyway, 2018 is going to be I'm like Doug. I'm going to try and be more diligent, try and do my job, step up to the plate and do more as a Christian. Don't know that I can. I'm going to try. Give it a whirl anyway. If you don't give it a whirl, shoot. So what does the mama used to say? Shoot for the stars and settle for the moon or something. I don't know. Whatever she said, but bless her heart. She's in heaven, by the way. All right, let's take a look at this thing. Alabama and Georgia. What do you think about the semifinal games? Did Baker, and I'm reading now that Lincoln Riley didn't let Baker Mayfield, didn't turn him loose in the overtime. He got out-coached. He didn't let the big dog roam, and he should have. What was your take on the two semifinal games?
Well, a couple of things stood out to me. One is Georgia was very, very fortunate to win that football game. I don't think that they should have won that football game. Yes, they made the plays when they had to, but there were a lot of things that happened for them, and I don't discredit what they did, but I just feel like they were fortunate to win. And those kind of things that went their way, that they were able to get done against well, I don't know if it's fair to call Oklahoma's defense weak, but a soft Oklahoma defense, and they're not getting any of that against Alabama. And so that was my first impression of what I saw about Georgia. And second impression was Kirk Herbstreit said, as they were leaving the Georgia game, or somewhere towards the end of the Georgia game, he was talking about how Clemson was going to beat Alabama. And I don't see how somebody who knows as much about college football could look at that Clemson-Alabama matchup and think that Clemson was going to beat them. Now, was there some small chance of it happening? Sure, any game, weird things can happen. It was 10-6, a bounce went the other way. But I'm telling you, Alabama deserved to be in the college football playoffs. If they hadn't been in there, it wouldn't have been a true playoff. And I just think Alabama is a strong favorite, and Georgia's going to have to overcome a big, big mental hurdle to have to beat Alabama. If they'd have been playing Clemson, I would have favored Georgia, just because there's not that mental hurdle. But against Alabama, they're going to struggle to have an opportunity to win that game.
Going head-to-head against Kirby Smart, Nick Saban against his former assistants head-to-head, 11-0.
And there's a reason for that. It's of course, Nick's going for that 6th national title, and that's I'm sure that he wouldn't say it, but I'm sure that's a big deal for him. And there's a lot of motivation. Of course, he had that same motivation last year, and Clemson beat him, but. And I like Kirby Smart. I think he's doing a great job at Georgia, and I think Georgia's going to be good from here on out. And I'm not discounting them. They got a great running game, but I just like that Alabama defense. And I like Alabama's offense, too. I mean, they can get a lot of stuff done, too. Clemson's got a really good defense. And, Alabama had one bad game this year.
Thank you.
And I think that was their bad game. I don't think they're going to have another one.
Had a story earlier that Anthony Jennings will not play. The linebacker twisted a knee, had an MRI. He will not play against Georgia on Monday night. But, don't cry too many tears. They got Terrell Lewis and Jamie Mosley. They got some guys that can step up. I mean, Alabama's deep at every position. So, and here's the thing with Alabama. Everybody else drops off from a 4 or 5 star, maybe down to a 2-star. With Alabama, a lot of their guys are 3 and 4 star, even 4 deep on the depth chart. So, don't cry too many crocodile tears for Alabama. But yeah, I see them this defense may be better than it was in the past. I mean, they really slowed down a Clemson team. And I guess what I learned out of that Clemson game was how special Deshaun Watson was, because he was definitely, in my opinion, the difference from last year to this year. And yes, a lot of the different players have changed, and the moving parts were just that. But Watson was a playmaker, and you had to pay attention to him all the time because he just got it done. And so Clemson did not have him. It wasn't the same football team. But it's not to say they're not a good team, but they're not on Alabama's level, and they showed that. I'm thinking if you played 5 or 6 times, Alabama would win 5 or 6 times. I mean, it's just the way it is.
That's a great point about Deshaun Watson. They put up some stats during the game there, and it was like he had 50 total TDs last year, and Kelly Bryant had 24 this year. And they kept putting up stats side by side there, and you see the huge difference that Deshaun Watson made. And then you watch Deshaun Watson in that 5-game stretch in the NFL, and he's doing those same things in the NFL. You went from, I'm not ready to put Deshaun Watson in the NFL Hall of Fame, but you went from the next great thing in the NFL, I believe, right now, I could be wrong, but I believe he's the next great thing in the NFL, to an untested guy. That's a huge drop-off. Bryant's good. He's really good. Virginia Tech couldn't contain him, obviously. But, that's just a different team. That's not the same Clemson team, and Dabo dropping this grass seed, and there's probably a reason he was doing that, because he knew what he was up against. He said, well, I need some intervention here, so whatever. But, Alabama, they're Alabama. That's the same Alabama team. But how do you think Auburn feels right now, sitting there watching those two teams play for the national championship? What do you think are they proud, or are they sitting there going, oh, man, what an opportunity,
Well, opportunity indeed. Of course, they lose to Central Florida. They have an argument. They say that they ran the table. They should be in that playoff. And see, I go back to this is me talking, but my thing is strength of schedule. You can't put Central Florida. They went 13-0. I get that. But you can't put a 13-0 team in the conference they played in their schedule up against an Alabama or an Ohio State or a Georgia or an Oklahoma. It's just no comparison. I'm sorry. It's just not. 13-0 on this level and this strength of schedule, and 12-1 or 11-2 on this schedule. Every week in the SEC, this, there are no cream puffs. There's a few that you kind of go in figuring you're going to win, but by and large, it's a gunslinging fight every week in the SEC. So Scott Frost did a phenomenal job. Nebraska's going to get himself a great coach, but I don't think Central Florida should have been in the playoffs. I think they got it right. I think you were right. They got it right, and so. But Auburn losing to Central Florida, back to what you were talking about. Today, Kerryon Johnson announces he's leaving Auburn to go to the NFL, the Offensive Player of the Year in the Southeastern Conference. So they lose. They lost back-to-back. They lost they lost to Georgia in the championship, and then lost the bowl game. So they have a 2-game tailspin going into the offseason. So Auburn can look at it as a positive. They can also look at it as a negative. So then you look at Ohio State. They're still clamoring they should have been in the playoffs. I think they got it right. They didn't put Ohio State in. Then you look at Michigan. This guy is, 2-7 and 1-5 in the big games against Michigan State and Ohio State. So the Wolves are starting to howl a little bit for Jim Harbaugh up in Michigan. So, a lot of all-season. Rich Rodriguez fired yesterday for an extramarital affair, indiscretion. His administrative assistant filing a $7.5 million sexual harassment charge, or was going to, but they fired him. So, it's just, there's so much Doug Fritz, what goes on off the field as much as what goes on the field anymore, which is kind of sad commentary.
It is, and it's societal, and doesn't look like there's any end in sight to that. It's just, and at some point, if it hadn't already happened, and at some point people are going to start coming out with false stuff just because they don't like somebody to take them down, because now it looks like all you have to do is say it, although I think a lot of these situations come up, these people involved in it have admitted what's going on. Some haven't, but it is a sad thing where I think a lot of times people get in positions of power and they don't handle that well. And really the only way to handle a position of power well is to do it as a Christian. That's the only way, because if you start trying to handle a position of power the way the world says to do it, you're going to fall into traps.
Well, now it's almost the point that you're guilty until you're proven innocent.
That's right.
And so, anyway, it's Rodriguez gone at Arizona, looking for a new coach there. On a positive note, Bill Snyder will be back for his 27th season. 78 years old. Looks like he's he battled and whipped throat cancer. He's back for his 27th season next year at Kansas State, which I think is a pretty cool story. The Hokies. Let's talk about the Hokies. Your Virginia Tech Hokies, I don't know if they laid an egg, but they let Oklahoma State off the ropes and got beat by a good Oklahoma State team. What's your take on that bowl game?
Going into that thing, I thought that was a terrible, terrible matchup for Virginia Tech, because Virginia Tech just doesn't have the offense to keep up with the team that's going to score points. But the way Tech approached that game, and this gives you kind of an insight as to how good of a coach Justin Fuente is, their game plan and their approach to the game, wham, they go down the field at 7-3. Wham, they go down the field, it's going to be 14-3. They got first and goal at the 1, and they've eaten up a huge amount of time in the first half in doing that, and they fumble at the 1-yard line. If that doesn't happen, and I know, if, I think that's a completely different game. And even they go down to the end, and it's 3rd and 11. They're down 6 points, and it's 3rd and 11, and Oklahoma State runs the ball. Just a little, I don't know if it's a sweep or whatever it was, and gets 30 yards on it, winds up kicking a field goal to put the game out of reach. But it was a game Tech, I won't say should have won, because I thought it was a bad matchup for them to begin with, but it's definitely a game they could have won. I wasn't disappointed in terms of the way the season went, because they won. I think we did this. I think I picked them for 8 wins. They got 9.
You did.
So I mean that's fine. I didn't expect a national championship this year. My biggest concern with Virginia Tech is their quarterback for the next 3 years looks a whole lot more like Logan Thomas in terms of he's big, he's strong, he can run the ball, he's got a big, strong arm, but his accuracy is just, it's just not. One pass, he did a little slant route, and he threw the ball a good 5 yards behind the guy, and that's just typical of the kind of throws that he makes, and maybe he'll fine-tune that, but to me, that's the kind of thing about Deshaun Watson is, I said this before, in high school, accuracy is important. In college, accuracy is extremely important. In the NFL, it's the only thing. If you're not accurate, you're not going to be a good quarterback. So, what's going to be for the next 3 years? If he doesn't improve his accuracy, Virginia Tech's not going to be a top 10 team at any point in the next 3 years, when they possibly could be if he does that.
We're talking to Doug Fritz from the Johnson City Press. We're live here at Chick-Fil-A, the Crossings in North Johnson City. Before we get into high school basketball, let's take one more look. Jeremy Pruitt, Tennessee football coach by night, by day he's the Alabama defensive coordinator. How's that going? Is that a good thing, bad thing? Does that give extra credence to Tennessee making this hire because this guy's the defensive coordinator for a team playing for the national championship? What's your take?
Well, first of all, let me say that when the Raiders officially announced Gruden as their head coach, that's a good thing, because then if the Pruitt thing doesn't work out at UT, we don't have to hear the Gruden to Tennessee road anymore, because he'll be coaching the Raiders. He'll be winning a lot of games.
Exactly. He'll be gone, yeah.
Pruitt, look at what their defense did. They were really, really, really good against Clemson, and, he's ratcheting things up. I think it's a good thing. I think that UT fans are really excited about that. I think that I think he's going to come in and hit the ground running, and then I refuse to try and make any predictions or thoughts about what he's actually going to do there until they get at least halfway through the first season. You can kind of see how he's doing things, because I supported Butch Jones in print when he took over that job. I really thought he was going to get the job done there, and I was wrong about that. And, so I'm going to wait. We'll take a wait-and-see approach. I'm not going to jump in feet first on this one.
All right, a conspiracy. If you're into those kind of things, I'm not, but just for talking, Gruden never did come out and say he's interested in Tennessee job. So in my mind now, I'm thinking, did somebody call him on the QT back when the Raiders had that slide and somebody from the Raiders camp said, just sit tight, Mark Davis will come to you and want you to be the next coach. And so, he never, unless I missed the communication, I never heard him come out and say for sure, I'm not interested in the Tennessee job. He never, and I'm not sure they officially reached out to him, but so now I'm thinking, was he just kind of riding the rail till somebody told him just to sit tight because the Raiders may come calling?
I think that's extremely possible, and the reason I think that that's possible is because you look at the Raiders' season. I think it was maybe game 3 when they went in the season. The Redskins just made them look awful, and it didn't get any better. I mean, it was evident early on the Raiders weren't going to be what people thought they were going to be. And so that was before the Butch Jones thing, hit its high ground and stuff, and started before he fell off the cliff there. So, yeah, I think it's possible that Davis was like, this ain't going to work. We got to make a change here, and then put in the feelers out to Gruden. And I'm really surprised Gruden is getting back in after all this time. I mean, I guess I shouldn't be because Joe Gibbs did it and other guys have done it. But this also makes me think I'm going to hold out hope that Bill Cowher is going to get back in. He'll be the Redskins coach next year. Obviously not next year, year after next, because they're going to suffer through another year of Gruden, the bad Gruden.
Bad Gruden. And the turning point of the Raiders season, no question, was that loss to the Redskins. They even admitted after that it just kind of took a downhill pull. So anyway, we'll see if Gruden, he has come out today and said, I am a candidate for the coaching job. I am not going to be offered a part ownership of the team. He did say, or the report is, that he's making $6 now. He's going to make $10 million as the head coach of the Oakland Raiders. So it's not official yet, but Gruden apparently pretty close to nailing that job down for the Oakland Raiders.
Let me ask you this though: you're making $6 million doing this job here, and somebody came out and said, Tom, I'm gonna pay you $4 million more to get into a hornet's nest of the NFL and be a head coach. Is it? I mean, really, for $4 million? I mean, you're making $6 million. Do you really need $10 million as opposed to $6? And is it worth $4 million to get in that mess?
What is that? $6 million divided by 12? That'd be $500,000 a month for me to sit right here and do the show.
You could buy a ticket for the football game.
I could buy you the TV. I could fly you and the wife to Atlanta for $500,000 a month. So you're asking me? Not a chance, because they're already on them because the Rooney Rule. Apparently the Raiders are going to kind of skirt right past that, where you're supposed to interview at least one, maybe two minorities for a head coaching job. And apparently, and then you look at that situation, what minority coach would go into that situation, even for an interview, knowing this is just, I'm a lame duck, I don't have a snowball's chance. This is just to check off that we've interviewed a couple minority coaches. So the Raiders are already in hot water for the way they're approaching this thing. So stay tuned. All right, switching gears, high school basketball. What are you seeing out there right now? We've come through the Hardee's Classic at Thanksgiving, the Chick-Fil-A Classic in December in Elizabethton, and, of course, the Arby's Classic in Bristol just now finishing up post-Christmas. So into conference play now starting tonight, and certainly, last night, really cranking up starting Friday night into conference play all the way to tournament time. What are you seeing right now? Let's start with the girls. Who are some of the top teams we're watching for?
Well, the big game is actually Thursday, and that's the girls' basketball game of the year to date. And then when they play again, it'll be the second one. When they play a third time, or possibly even a fourth time, I'd say they'll play in the district championship, and then I think they'll possibly play again in the regional championship, although there's some good teams in District 2. But Science Hill and Dangle Boone going after each other in gray. I think Dangle Boone is the more experienced team. Science Hill's a little bit deeper, I think, but Boone's more experienced and played a really tough schedule so far. They played Riverdale. They got blown out by Riverdale, but they played Bradley Central. And that's Boone's ready for this. They're prepared for this. Science Hill's going to kind of test the waters, and I will say this: if Science Hill makes this a close game or happens to win, I think that changes a lot of the dynamic for this matchup for the rest of the year, because this should be a game at this point in the year that Dangle Boone's girls are ready to take charge of and win by at least double digits, 10, 11 points pulling away at some point.
Double-A girls, who's hot right now? I saw where Solomon South's playing some pretty good basketball for Torrey Hale. Man, they went through some tough stretch, and they've the last couple of years, and she's turned that thing around at Sullivan South. So the Lady Rebels playing pretty good. Who else playing good in AA?
The Sullivan South is the team in that league, although they haven't played a very difficult schedule from when I glanced at it the other day. So, it's a mix. Unicoi County's been fairly strong and done some good things. Then you got Sullivan East, Sullivan Central. They're still in the mix there. Elizabethton's very, very young. Happy Valley's young. I mean, it's one of the, to be honest, it's one of the lesser three
boys teams right now you've had a chance to see, and just from what you're hearing.
Well, I think it's the old guard. It's Science Hill and Dobbins Bennett. I really like what Coach Four's done at DB. I think they're coming on strong. I think that I think right now they may be a notch ahead of Science Hill, and part of the reason for that is Tate Wheeler's injury. I mean, you're taking out Science Hill doesn't have any size, and there's a 6'4" shot blocker, defender, scorer, rebounder that's out of their lineup probably until early February at least. And even then, you don't know at that point, does he come back and hit the ground running? So at least with the type of injury to jaw, he can, at least I guess he'll be able to condition a little bit at some point. But I think DB's the team. They're the team to watch. I like what I've seen out of them. They had a good Arby's tournament. They beat the team that beat Science Hill, the Columbia team. So I like where DB is right now. I think they're doing really well.
AA, who's the big daddy right now in AA?
Well, in AA basketball, it's still got to go through Unicoi County. They lost Clay Simpson to a knee injury. He's out. There's still hope that he'll be able to come back for baseball season. And they've still got Trevor Hensley, and they've got some other good ball players, Troy Podvin, and they're still going to be tough to deal with. So I think they're still at the head of the class. Johnson County's in that mix there too. Sullivan Central's in the mix there. I don't think I'm forgetting anybody. I think that's the prime candidates there, and it's going to be that's going to be a tight race. Sullivan East, I don't know if I said them or not. They're still a factor in there too.
Thought you did a real nice article on Trevor Hensley back earlier in the summer, and did one recently too. Became the all-time leading scorer at Unicoi County, which is obviously a basketball-rich school at Unicoi County and Irwin. So nice job on the features on the sports department. So what are you working on right now, big guy?
Well, just got starting the new year out. Got a couple of ball games coming up this weekend. Sullivan South's playing Elizabeth on Friday, and then Dobbins Benn's playing Elizabeth on Saturday. So just everybody's trying to get back into the flow of the conference action. There's still a few stray non-conference games on Saturday and some off days and stuff, but pretty much from here till the district tournament, it's Tuesday, Friday conference games, and if we can avoid snow outs and so forth, then we should get through it pretty good, and it should be an interesting race.
What is your take? I've always asked different folks, what is your take if you don't go to school and they still have ball games at night? Now, when I was in school, and this is totally off the cuff, but when I was in school, if you didn't have school in the day, you didn't play at night. They figured if you can't make it to school during the day to learn, you shouldn't be out on the road tonight playing basketball or whatever the winter sport was. It was going to be played, be it wrestling or swimming or whatever. So I'm old school. If you don't play in the day, if you don't go to school today, you shouldn't play at night. But sometimes that's not how it works. What do you think? I agree with you in principle. I think sometimes too it puts a lot of pressure on the directors of schools, the superintendents. I know some places like Elizabethton, they kind of started to lean towards not playing. They didn't play over at Science Hill back in December in the round ball on a Friday when it looked like maybe they could have played. And then as that day went on, the weather was what it was. I think they made the right decision. So it's just hard to say, okay, the roads are too bad, we can't get the kids to school, and then but at 10 o'clock at night, 10:30, 11 o'clock, it's okay for them to be driving back on the bus. I do have a problem with that, but I know sometimes the weather, sometimes it's bad in the morning and gets better as the day goes on. Sometimes I think it should be left up to the discretion of the schools. I don't think it should be a cut and dried thing. But, again, it puts a lot of pressure on just one person to make that call for so many people. You got it. Making the call for a lot of people, no question. So Are you a warm weather guy or cold weather guy? Does this cold weather bother you? You could care less.
Well, I walked out of Crockett last night, and as I came out of the gym last night, I thought to myself, I know that I did not move to Minnesota. But I'm glad you asked me that, because I have the perfect answer for that. I know how it's felt around here these past few days, and I don't think I could ever get used to, if I lived in Minnesota and it was like that from what?
Hi, Mrs. Tim.
December to May or however it is, and I won't ever get used to that. But me and Loretta were blessed with the opportunity to fly out to the West Coast. We were in San Diego and Coronado, 72 degrees out there. We flew from there to Phoenix to visit my other daughter. It's about a 40-degree temperature difference. We walked out, there's 113 degrees in late June there. It might have been actually early July. And I walked out of the airport, and I'm like, oh, man, this is bad. But the next day, I said, it wasn't like I was comfortable, but I said, I could get used to this. So I'm telling you, I could live in Phoenix, but I couldn't live in Minnesota. So I pray that if the Lord moves me somewhere, I'm going to hope it's to warm and not to
there you go.
Maine.
When I was looking at the weather, I had a story I brought over with me today that it's snowing, 3 inches of snow in Charleston today, Myrtle Beach.
Really?
Oh, yeah, they're in the winters. They called out the national, make sure I get this right here. I want you to see this.
Well, we didn't get that because
here it is.
It'd still be on the roads and we wouldn't be here sitting here talking.
Charleston, 3 inches of snow, Beaufort, 2 inches. Georgia Governor Nathan Deals declared a state of emergency last night for 28 counties in the coastal region for winter weather. So there you go. 3 inches in Charleston, 2 inches in Summerville, 2 inches in Beaufort, 2 inches in Savannah.
That's today.
That's today.
Wow.
That is today.
Wow.
So.
That's something else. And is that something? Well, you know, and like I said, we were fortunate that we only got a smattering of the snow here before this cold snap hit, because like I said, if it had landed on us Sunday night, like I said, it'd have wiped us out for a week because of the weather, you know. So
you're awesome, John City Press,
Thank
Joe
you.
Vento, Tanner Cook,
Jeff
Birchfield, Doug Fritz, the fearsome
Jamie Combs.
Jamie, and I've not met Jamie. Is that a guy Jamie or girl Jamie?
No, it's Jamie Combs. He's the one that was at the Star for so many years, and he works for us now. Jamie, he actually had a Piney Bluff Press, Piney Bluff Gazette, or whatever. Had a newspaper he ran over there for a while, and he did another little Carter County Weekly or something like that. But he's working for us now, and he does a great job. He does the behind the scenes stuff, kind of like you're a producer guy. That's kind of what Jamie is. He makes sure this gets here and that gets there. And I tell you what, Jamie's a top-notch guy. I respect him a lot, and he's a son of a Baptist preacher man, and you know, Jamie's all right. He's a good guy.
So you got the 5 horsemen now at the John City Press, not the 4 horsemen, but the 5 horsemen.
That's the 5 horsemen, and
getting it done.
Trying to.
A lot of territory to cover.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, you sit down and go, okay, what we're going to go cover tonight. It's tough because everybody wants the coverage, everybody deserves the coverage, but you only got 5. You know, you can only do so much with 5. 5 different folks covering stories, so you do what you can do, and I think you do a phenomenal job. And I'm glad you're not in Minnesota and Arizona. I'm glad you're right here. Are you hungry?
I'm trying to groove back into that. I'm definitely hungry. I just got to decide what I can eat.
Well, go groove whatever you want to groove, man. I appreciate you.
Thank you, Tom. Appreciate you a bunch.
Great guy. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. We're here live at Chick-Fil-A The Crossings in North Johnson City on the Tom Taylor Sports Show again on this Wednesday, January the 3rd.
At American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, one of the 8 areas of your vehicle that takes constant continuing education is the air conditioner on your vehicle.
Well, you would think that AC would be a simple one, but it's getting to be a lot bigger than just AC. It's the management of the system, not just AC, but heat and everything. It's a lot more computer controlled than it used to be. It used to be just a little button on the dash that you pushed. Now there's all kinds of electronics involved in that. Braking systems used to be fairly simple. Now some of the newer vehicles, you have to have a computer to actually operate the braking system to make sure that it's okay after you've worked on it. computer controlled of the engine is becoming very important. There's a lot to that. Each one of these areas, the technology is just tripled and quadrupled in the last few years. It's hard to keep up. You really need to stay in the books and know what's going on with them.
American Import and Auto Repair, Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111. Blue Lizard Australian sunscreen originated in Australia, where sunscreen standards are the strictest in the world. Although our products are now manufactured here in the U.S., we continue to adhere to the most stringent Australian standards to offer the best in broad-spectrum sun protection. Blue Lizard, the brand most recommended by pediatricians and dermatologists. Our smart bottle turns blue in the presence of UV rays, reminding you to cover up. You bring the sun, Blue Lizard brings the magic.
It's Friday night at 7 o'clock. You've been involved in a car accident. You may be out of state on vacation or just a few miles from home. What do you do? Who do you call? At Farmers Insurance Group, one call is all you have to make. Hello, this is Jim Klein, an agent with Farmers Insurance. It's called One and Done. You don't have to wait till Monday morning to file a claim. You can make the initial call and we'll begin right away to help you. We assist you in moving the vehicle to a certified repair shop, getting you set up with rental car, and informing your agent. Then here the staff at Jim Klein Farmers Insurance, we follow the claim through to the end. It's that easy. One and Done. We're your one and done location for all your insurance needs. Auto, home, life, commercial, workers' comp, and bonds. We can help you with all your insurance needs. Give me a call today, Jim Klein Farmers Insurance at 247-5400, your one and done location in Kingsport, 247-5400.
The 2018 Cal Calendar in now for a limited time at Chick-Fil-A, The Crossings in North Johnson City. A 20th anniversary retrospective titled Steers of Yesteryear, including a card with a wide range of free food offerings across the Chick-Fil-A menu. Only $8 plus tax, but hurry, supplies are limited. Each month gives you the chance to collect free Chick-fil-A menu items. The offers vary each month. But hurry, supplies are limited. The 2018 Chick-fil-A Steers of Yesteryear calendar on sale now at Chick-fil-A at the Crossings in North Johnson City.
Back with the Tom Douglas Sports Show. There he is, my buddy Jeremy Livesey. I want to say hello to Tank Morello, Tank, and Aaron Trent, and J.T. Hallman. And Pete Tackett says thanks for the shout-out about Will Graham celebration. You're quite welcome. And Tank Morello, I guess I'll see you at church tonight. Vince Red. Oh, gosh, let's see who else. A.T. up in West Virginia. Hello, young lady. Vince Red over in Elizabethton, but in Johnson City. So he's working there, but he's here as well. So we're here ready to go. We are joined by my buddy. I want to double check that. I'm getting a new tablet. I can't wait. It's going to be so cool. I can be able to do this more, be able to react. See this phone?
Bigger screen.
Huh?
Bigger screen.
Well, the phone's an LS4, so it's kind of antiquated, I think.
I'm an Apple guy. I don't know all that.
Oh, well, I think it's jargon. I think it's old. It's all I know. And so as a result of that, getting a tablet today, and hopefully go through the instructions, know what I'm doing.
Yes, and maybe by the time the next one comes out, you'll know how to use that one.
There you go.
I know how it works.
Yep. My man Jeremy Livesey. So how about it? The Cleveland Cavaliers go 25-12.
Mm-hmm.
They win last night by 17 over Portland. Isaiah Thomas is back. And
yeah.
What was your take on the Cavs last night?
Well, he only played about I think 17 minutes or maybe 19 minutes or something like that. He had 17 points off the bench, which is better than what they've had because they're not getting any point guard help this year. So he's going to be a very good addition. Thank God he's back.
There you go. And so,
but he's not playing tonight.
He's not playing tonight.
No, they're limiting his minutes right now.
They will be in Boston tonight for the second time against Kyrie and the boys. Boston at 29-10, Cleveland at 25-12. What do you think about that one tonight?
I mean, given the way that Cleveland's playing, I think they'll be all right. But I think it's going to be a good game. I'm glad it's going to be televised.
Starting the week, well, we start the week with the 5 best teams Eastern Conference as of Monday. Was Boston, Toronto, Cleveland, Detroit, and Washington. Any surprises there?
Not really.
Okay.
No. The East is pretty good. I mean, it's the same as it's been in the last couple of years. Everybody migrated west, so it's. I think the East looks pretty good. Detroit's the only one that's kind of not normal right now. But yeah, the rest doesn't look pretty good.
In the West, your top 5 teams, of course, are the defending world champion Golden State, 29-8. They played tonight. Let's see, they play. They got Dallas, I believe, in Dallas. Yep, they're in Dallas. Dallas 12-25. So on paper, should be a Golden State romp. Golden State, Houston, the Spurs, Minnesota, and Oklahoma City, your 5 best in the Western Conference. Any surprises there? Your
Minnesota.
Spurs.
Spurs are fine. They'll be all right. But no, Minnesota, they're a young team, so just the fact that they're moving up, that's pretty impressive. In Oklahoma City, they're finally starting to gel, so I see that record going. You know, they'll be moving up. They'll probably be up there with the Spurs here in the next couple of weeks.
All right, here's your scheduled night in the NBA. Knicks in Washington, San Antonio and Philadelphia, Houston and Orlando, Miami hosting Detroit, Minnesota at Brooklyn, the Celtics and the Cavs in Beantown, Toronto at Chicago, Indiana at Milwaukee, the Mavs hosting Golden State, New Orleans at Utah. Is Dirk still playing? He retired. He's still playing, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the Mavs at 12-25 hosting Golden State tonight, New Orleans at Utah, Phoenix at Denver, and the Lakers hosting Oklahoma City. So that's
That'd
your
be a good game.
Which one?
Oklahoma City and Lakers.
Lakers?
Yeah.
That'd be like a track meet, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should be a high scoring.
It'd be a high-scoring, high-fueled game.
Yeah, not a defensive struggle by any means.
College football. What did you think? Oklahoma and Georgia and Alabama and Clemson. What was your take?
Alabama's really good.
Really good.
They have a good defense.
Really good defense.
I'm glad we're getting their coordinator.
There we go. Yeah, do you think that's a positive?
I think it's fantastic.
I do too. People say, well, and say these guys tell me, well, he's still an Alabama guy. Okay, he's an Alabama guy, but guys,
not making his paycheck.
Defensive coordinator coming from what could be at the worst national runner-up. Could be the national champion, a 50-50 shot. And this guy is coaching Alabama by day and Tennessee by night.
Yeah.
That tells me how good he is, because that Alabama defense was pretty stout for a guy that's got
good.
his eye towards Knoxville half the day.
They let me go to bed early the other night. Yeah, I didn't have to stay up and watch that one.
No. What about Oklahoma and Georgia? People have said Baker Mayfield, the coach took him out of wouldn't let him be the big dog.
No.
I don't think that was the case. I think Georgia's beat him.
Yeah. I think Baker Mayfield's probably not going to be the greatest NFL quarterback, but he obviously showed that he don't have the accuracy that he needs to have in the NFL, and Georgia exploited on it. So.
Our previous guest, Doug Fritz, the Clemson-Alabama game showed me how good Deshaun Watson was.
Yes.
This guy was a game changer.
Absolutely.
You know, and you made a great point. A lot of guys who exceed in college and are successful, not exceed but succeed, they go on to the pros and they lay an egg.
Yeah.
Deshaun Watson goes from winning the national championship to should be very easily could be the NFL Rookie of the Year before he got hurt.
Yeah.
And so this guy's the deal. He took his college game to the pro game, and that showed me how good he was. That was, to me, the difference in the ball game
in general, just for how good he is. But yeah, it just shows you how good of a coach that Swinney is, though, to be able to take a team after all that back to the.
That's a great point.
Back to the playoffs.
So Dabo was out. Deshaun Watson got you right back into the national semifinals.
Yeah.
So that's a good point.
But Georgia played good.
Did play
good. Good team.
See, and everybody forgot that Nick Chubb and Sony Michel were going to leave after Rick left. And Kirby Smart said, no, hang around. So they hung around for the senior season.
Yeah.
Voila. So,
and I think they just wore the defense down. So, I mean, that last play was kind of a gimme. And I'm guessing that Lincoln Riley was the only one that didn't realize they were going to run it, because everybody else kind of knew it. But
when you put Sony Michel back there in the wild dog,
that kind of made it obvious what they were doing.
There's red flags when he's going to run the football.
Pretty much, and then it's kind of like watching the Alabama game, seeing Saban. He pulled out some tricks there, throwing the defensive lineman out there on the on the one touchdown pass, the one that caught the interception, and Saban kind of changed up the playbook. So it's fun to watch.
It was fun to watch. Yeah. Monday night, what do you think? Alabama or Georgia?
God, I hope Georgia gets it, but honestly, I really don't care. I mean, I'm supposed to hate both teams.
Right.
Yeah.
If you're a Tennessee ball, you're supposed to hate them both.
See, I was really hoping that, in general, I hope Clemson would win last week so Pruitt could get up here and work more. But,
what's another week now?
Yeah, really.
Speaking of that game, I've been talking about this the whole show. StubHub, Monday night, lowest price ticket, StubHub, $2,080. The highest price ticket on StubHub.com for the game, $95,000.
That's $95,000 more than I paid for it.
Yep. SeatGeek.com, list of tickets to the 300 level Mercedes-Benz Stadium, $2,100. Lowest price seats in the 100 level were $29.90. $3,000.
They'd have to have Elvis there or something like that. I don't pay that kind of money. Yeah, I'm not doing that.
The only way to get him in there is to have.
Yeah, we need to actually bring people from the dead.
Elvis. Yeah, bring Elvis back. That's it. The only way.
Exactly. Right. No, that's not going to happen. But somebody will buy it.
Movement Mortgage. Yeah. You're hopping.
We are.
Tell me about it.
We're doing good. Started the new year. We've got 3 closings this week, I think. 3. And but right now we got 1 closing Friday. We took the loan app on the 20th of December, so that's not bad considering we had 2 holidays. So.
As Barney told Andy, speed, Andy, so you can turn them.
Oh, yeah. And people's been cooperative. So, I mean, as long as they cooperate with us and they know this, speed is, you got to have response and communication. It's not a hard deal to close in a couple weeks. So.
There you go.
Yeah.
So, Movement Mortgage, JeremyLivesey.com is where we want to go, right?
Yep.
And tell me when we get to JeremyLivesey.com, what will we find?
A beautiful picture of myself. That has been airbrushed, and that was probably the last time I wore a suit. And but it also has the online application that will actually walk you through the entire process if you don't have time to speak to me personally, which a lot of people don't. And they want to get it done as fast as possible. They want to do it from their house at night or whatever. They can actually go online and do it, and they can actually upload their income docs and their assets and everything to the website, and it actually feeds it into the system. So they really don't have to do a whole lot other than just fill out some information.
There you go.
Yeah.
Just that easy. So all you got to do is go to JeremyLivesey.com, be ready to roll. And so what is the trend? What are you seeing? People moving in, people moving across the region, people downsizing? What are you seeing?
A little bit of everything. We've got the guy we're closing Friday is moving here from California. And I understand why. It's just the cost of living is so much lower here. And then just met with a guy this morning who's moving here from Washington, D.C., who's retiring. And same situation, just it's cheaper to live here. And he's doing a veteran loan, a VA loan. And he likes the fact that we're close to the VA hospital. And, the cost of living around here is cheap. He can get close to his doctor and everything and not have to break the bank. So.
We complain about the cost of living around here sometimes, like gas prices and food prices, but you compare us to other places in the country, it's silly
cheap.
Low.
Yes.
Silly cheap.
Yeah, the guy that we got moving from California took about a $20,000 a year pay cut to come here. And he's actually going to be taking home more money because of taxes and the cost of living. Yeah.
Wow. It's the name of the game, folks. We got it pretty good here in good old East Tennessee. In Appalachia, if you will.
Absolutely.
So, JeremyLivesey.com, so you got it. You pull them for Georgia, feel like Alabama's probably going to win it.
Yeah, I'm kind of like the LeBron hangover for fatigue for the MVPs. I just want to see somebody else win it.
Yeah.
And
9th championship in the last 12 years is going to go to an SEC team. So
I hear they're pretty good.
Big Ten can say what they want. Pac-12 can say what they want, but the facts don't lie.
I enjoyed this bowl season. I don't know if you saw it on Facebook. I mean, the Rose Bowl was so much better without the Pac-12 and the Big Ten in it. It was way more exciting.
JeremyLivesey.com would be for all comments. So particularly Big 12 or Pac-12.
Yeah, I don't see too many of those around here.
And Big Ten fans.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah,
there you have it.
I think they're out of your listing sphere here.
Are you hungry?
I am actually.
We get something to eat.
I will.
When we coming to your place, I gotta bring the show back to back to the shack, to the Movement Mortgage.
Tell me when.
The new digs, man, it's nice. I love it. It's a cool place there.
It's heated, too. So
it's heated, and
yeah,
it's there in the
heat
conference
and
room, and all that. McClure's there.
McClure. We got McClure, Jennifer, Angie. We got Rob that just started. Rob Wagner. So, yeah. So we got
lots of people to talk to.
Oh, God, yeah.
All right. I've got my magic planner right here. We'll have to book that. So we'll do that as soon as we go to the break.
Sounds good.
You're a good man, Charlie Brown. Thanks for coming by.
No problem.
Yep, one of our great sponsors, Movement Mortgage. If you're looking for someone, in fact, I had dinner last night with some folks, and they said, we love Jeremy Livesey. It was,
Who you were talking to.
Derek Sparks.
Ah, yes.
Yep, Derek and his bride. You got them in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's about a year ago.
Yeah. Yep. So, and they said, we watch your show, and you have Jeremy Livesey on. We love Jeremy Livesey. I said, there you go. I mean, well, so does Ashley. Everybody loves Jeremy Livesey.
Got him snowed, yeah.
Ashley, by the way, be his better half, Mrs. Livesey. I don't think he's got her snowed. She's a sharp lady. She knows.
Oh, yeah.
She knows class, and she married. Put that ring on.
Yeah,
Said, I do.
Yeah, she sees right through my snow. Yeah.
Here you go. Quick break. We'll be right back to wrap this thing up. We're live here at Champion. Nope, we'll be a champion tomorrow. We'll be at Chick-Fil-A today. We'll be a champion tomorrow. So he gets me so excited. And we'll be at Food City on Volunteer Parkway in Bristol on Friday. We'll come back and wrap it up here at Chick-Fil-A next here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Blue Lizard Australian Sunscreen originated in Australia, where sunscreen standards are the strictest in the world. Although our products are now manufactured here in the U.S., we continue to adhere to the most stringent Australian standards to offer the best in broad-spectrum sun protection. Blue Lizard, the brand most recommended by pediatricians and dermatologists. Our smart bottle turns blue in the presence of UV rays, reminding you to cover up. You bring the sun, Blue Lizard brings the magic.
It's the best month of the year to buy a new Chevy at Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City with unbelievable savings on over 200 2017s in stock. The rarely offered Chevrolet employee discount for everyone offers the best savings of the year. 17 Silverado All-Star Crew Cabs, $10,000 off MSRP. 17 Corvettes, 20% off MSRP. 18 Equinox LS, $22,740. 17 Track, $17,983. Remember our Saturday parts and service hours and online shopping 24/7. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from all of us at Champion Chevrolet, where we leave you asking, how do they do that?
Hello, this is Phil Pipkin, owner of Phil's Dream Pit. The holidays are here, and Phil's Dream Pit has the perfect gift idea for you. We have our exclusive Phil's Dream Pit brand of barbecue sauces. 2 16-ounce bottles of original and sweet fire in a convenient gift box. A great gift for any coworker, friend, relative. Anyone would love it. And the best part, it's only $10 plus tax. Phil's Dream Pit barbecue sauces, the perfect Christmas gift. Call 349-6437 or at philsdreampit.com. Phil's Dream Pit, the quest for perfect barbecue.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
And we're back with the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thanks to my guests stopping by today. And so we're about out of time, about to wind this thing up. And so we certainly appreciate the opportunity to be with you here on this Wednesday. And so for the second time in 7 seasons, 2 teams in the Southeastern Conference will go head-to-head for the national title coming up on Monday. For Georgia, it's the first opportunity at a title since the 1983 season. They lost out on a crown to Penn State. Georgia's last championship game that they won came back in 1980 with Herschel Walker. Crimson Tide will be playing in their 3rd straight title game in the 6th and 9 seasons. Alabama 4-1 in its previous 5 games. defeated LSU 21-0. And then all Southeastern Conference meeting to win the 2011 title. So there you go. Let's run down some NASCAR news before we get out of here. And we'll be rejoining you tomorrow at Champion Chevrolet. Gosh, we got Carmichael coming by tomorrow. We've got Greg Salyer coming by tomorrow to talk baseball. We've got a full slate tomorrow. We got a full slate on Friday. We got Mike Hedrick going to join us Friday from Volunteer Parkway, Food City. We've got Bill Patrick joining us from the Kingsport Speedway. They released their 2018 schedule. We're going to be involved in that coming up for the 2018 season, so we'll have all that. So under the category, how dumb can you be? We told you about those 3 yo-yos breaking into the home of Richard Childers back before Christmas, who, second vice president of the National Rifle Association. Well, the 3 men, Naqueen Victurin, I'm guessing I need to announce her name. Yeah, I do. They're that dumb, we need to go ahead and tell them. Naquan Victurin, 20 years old. Chance Hines, 18, and Armika Spinks, 18, arrested after 2 Winston-Salem home break-ins where police executed search warrants and charged them with first-degree burglary and first-degree trespassing. They're being held at the Davidson County Detention Center with bonds set at $250,000 each. So these 3 guys, the same 3, broke into Richard Childers' home back before Christmas. And so they have been caught and now incarcerated in the Davidson County Jail. All right. Last but not least, let's see what's going on with the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series drivers under the radar for 2018. Ryan Truex, younger brother of Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series champion Martin Truex, finished inside the top 5 in a third of his starts in 2017, but never won. So that's one you want to watch in the Truck Series this year. Ben Rhodes grew to a fringe Truck Series title contender, scoring a 21-year-old driver, was very consistent. And so there's a guy you want to be watching for 2018. Also, Justin Haley, the NASCAR K&N Pro Series East champion, 17 years old when the 2017 Camping World Truck Series began. So couldn't race till he turned 18, and once he did, he joined GMS Racing for the 21 events. So here's a guy you want to watch. And then Todd Gillian, a 2-time champion, a 13-time winner in the K&N Pro Series West. Expect him to have a big year in the Truck Series as well, starting this coming year. And then also Stuart Friesen. Friesen from Ontario, 34-year-old dirt tracker. And so this guy averaged a 13-place finish in the second half of the 2017 season. So those are some of the guys to pay attention to the Camping World Truck Series this year. Brian Truex, Ben Rhodes, Justin Haley, Todd Gillian, and Stuart Friesen. Of course, they'll be coming to Bristol in August for the UNOH 200, the Truck Series race, the Camping World Truck Series coming up in August. Again, reminding you to be sure and stop by Food City and get your tickets for the Food City 500 and the Fitzgerald Glider Kit 300 on April the 14th, Food City 500 on April the 15th. Those tickets are $50 for adults for the Cup race, $30 for the Xfinity Series, and kids, $10 ticket for the Cup race, the Food City 500, Jimmy Johnson back to defend his crown, and of course the Xfinity Series race, the Fitzgerald Glider Kids 300 is a free ticket for kids. But here's the cool part. Every ticket you buy at Food City for the upcoming racing season, you get 500 value points per ticket. You can't beat that. And we're going to be at Volunteer Parkway in Bristol talking that up on Friday. On the Food City Friday, we'll be at Food City Volunteer Parkway this week. Next Friday in Jonesboro, and we'll wrap up the month. We'll be in Gray with Big Daddy Dale Hammett. So we got 3 stops this month in Volunteer Parkway, Bristol, in Jonesboro, and in Gray on Food City Fridays. Of course, this Friday got the big one-day sale. We'll tell you more about tomorrow. So, hey, we're out of time. We sincerely thank you for yours. We have had a big time here at Chick-Fil-A at the Crossings in North Johnson City. Always thanks to our buddy Tim Birchfield, the operator-owner, and Connie Larimer, the Director of Marketing. Also, a big thank to our guests who stopped by today. Thanking, of course, Doug Fritz from the Johnson City Press and Jeremy Livesey from Movement Mortgage, and talking about the NBA, the sports in general. Our other 2 guests got tied up today at Sprint. Zeb Copas and Caleb Sparks couldn't be with us today, so we'll hope to have them on maybe tomorrow at Champion Chevrolet or maybe Friday at Food City in the Volunteer Parkway in Bristol. So we'll see. But they couldn't make it today, and we understand things come up, things happen. So, hey, we're out of time. We sincerely thank you for yours. We will rejoin you. Look at the wrong camera. We'll rejoin you coming up again tomorrow from Champion Chevrolet on the Bristol Motor Mile, Johnson City. Some of our guests tomorrow will be Greg Salyer talking Major League Baseball. Eric Hosmer, let's see where he's going to be between now and then. The Royals or the Padres, maybe the Cardinals. J.D. Martinez has an offer on the table from the Red Sox. Things are going to get a little dicey here from here on in because you've got spring training not that far away from Major League Baseball, which is a good thing, which means it's going to warm up. So stay warm. Keep that heater on. Again, stay out of the wind tonight. It's got a wind chill advisory here locally. And also tonight, be sure and make sure your outdoor pets are taken care of. They're in and out of the wind, and have some fresh water. Check in on the elderly, your senior adults, make sure they're okay. And, of course, batten down the hatches and wear a hat. I was at a retail outlet the other night. I saw kids, I don't get it, 10, 12 degrees in shorts and flip-flops and T-shirts, and they're with their parents. I'm thinking, what, you guys knuckleheads, what are you doing? You're just inviting these kids to get sick. So, anyway, dress appropriately. It's going to warm up. It's going to moderate by the weekend, what they're telling us, so dress appropriately. But, again, use some common sense, both for you personally and for your home and certainly for your vehicle. Again, just don't jump in and take off. I know you're supposed to let the oil circulate. Pretty tough in your car or your vehicle sit all night long. You turn the key and jump in and go. So, and if you have automotive problems, American Import and Auto Repair is the place you want to go, 913-3111. And also they have been selling a ton of batteries. Batteries of right there on the edge of going bad. Well, this cold weather put them over the top. They've gone bad. They've sold a lot of AC Delco batteries over the last couple of days at American Import and Auto Repair. Home of the free loaner car program here in Johnson City at 913-3111 is the number to call. Out of time, we sincerely thank you for yours. And so until we rejoin you tomorrow from Champion Chevrolet on the Bristol Motor Mile in Johnson City, be sure and like and share the show. We'll post it here in a little while. You can go back and watch it when you get a chance. We appreciate that very much. And so until we reach you tomorrow at 11 o'clock from Champion Chevrolet, we'll tell you as always, as we wrap up show number 659, win or lose, be a good sport. Thanks for giving us a watch and a listen. Like us and share us, and we'd appreciate that. We'll see you tomorrow. So long, everybody.